My next guest is responsible for all of our PATs and field goals from Scottsdale, Arizona. Please welcome Ryan Wintermeyer. This video is sponsored by Aztec Link and their official content branch, the We Believe Network. The We Believe Network is a subscription-based platform that allows viewers to get access to exclusive Aztec content. That money is then reinvested back into the program to create NIL opportunities for the athletes themselves. Enjoy the video. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, good to be here.
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to ask, who in your family kind of got you started into sports and football specifically?
Well, my two older brothers both played football, and both my parents love sports, so I've been around sports my whole life. So I've always been around baseball, basketball, football. But realistically, it was my dad, just because he got all of us into football. So when I was playing football, my two older brothers would always be playing with me in the backyard, and I started when I was 6, so I started at a really young age.
Gotcha. Yeah. Awesome. And then was it always just football, or did you play other sports too growing up?
When I was younger, elementary school, middle school, I always played basketball, football, and baseball. Those were kind of my big three.
Mm-hmm.
But then once high school hit, I was done playing basketball realistically because I wasn't as good as I needed to be at basketball.
Gotcha.
So I was kind of left with baseball and football, and I had to make a decision my freshman year of high school. Should I focus on football or should I play baseball with football? And I decided just to play football.
Yeah.
So once high school hit, it was just football.
I tried to do all three my freshman year, and it was way too much.
Yeah.
I had to drop baseball. Then, senior year, I had to drop basketball because I was here. But I know what you mean by trying to balance all those, especially at a sports specific, like a school that's really into it. It could be tough, man.
Yeah.
When did you start long snapping? Has that always been your position, or when did you get into that?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I always played center and linebacker.
Okay.
And so when you play center when you're younger, the coaches are just you're going to be doing the long snapping.
Yeah.
So I was kind of feedered into it when I was younger. But when I was in 8th grade going into my freshman year, some of the parents on my team, they had this they had this son who was older and went to this guy named Ben Bernard, who was a snapping coach.
Okay.
Who was local to where I was from. And I kind of went to him 8th grade going into my freshman year, and my parents took me and they said, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but if it's something that you're interested in, long snapping, because he coaches long snapping, then you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I pursued that all throughout high school, so really started my freshman year of high school.
Okay, awesome, man.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably don't know, I also long snapped freshman year of high school with zero form. I would just grab the ball with one hand. The same way I'd throw it forward, I would just throw it backwards.
Hey.
And I would only do it on PATs after we scored because we didn't really kick field goals either. So,
in high school, you can get away with
short career playing freshman football long snapping, but I definitely wasn't built for it like you, man. I'm curious, how does the recruiting process work for long snapping? Do you make a highlight film, or is it mostly done off of camps? How does that part work?
Yeah, so I had me and my dad put together a little highlight tape of me long snapping in game in high school, but that's not much fun.
There's
a
only
long
so much,
snapping
yeah.
highlight tape. So a lot of guys, they have snapping camps. Cole's snapping is the one I went to. It's
Okay.
it's hole snapping, kicking, punting, and they basically have these competitions where you basically compete and they rank you based on your performance. So I went to those all throughout high school. I did those from my freshman year all the way up to my junior year, and those helped me get to recruiting. And I was ranked third in my class by the end of my junior year. So
Awesome.
That definitely helped me get looks.
What are they graded on? Is it speed and accuracy? Are those the main two, or
so there's realistically three? Yeah, form too. So
Okay.
there's 3 or 4 big attributes. Form is the small one, I'd say. Realistically, your form needs to be somewhat good if you want to be a good snapper. But if it's there every time in a good spot, who cares what it looks like?
True.
But the 3 things they really look for are speed, accuracy, and spiral the football.
Oh, okay. So it's easy to catch for the holder or the
holder, punter. And so the speed, they'll have a stopwatch and they would time that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they'd mark that down. And if you got under this threshold, you get a certain amount of points.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then if you made it in the target, you got points. If you hit the target, you got points. And if you missed, you get 0 points.
Okay.
And then, the spiral is kind of just they'll look at that. And it's pretty easy to tell, if you have a good spiral or not.
Nice. Okay, so that helped you get some numbers and things for recruiting to pitch yourself. So why SDSU?
Yeah, so realistically that helped, but like not that much because this was just when COVID hit,
Oh,
and
that's right.
so all college football players had a chance to play another year,
Hmm.
and like a lot of long snappers aren't going to get drafted or even picked up by the league because there's not enough teams, like only one snapper per team.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys decided to stay an extra year. So a lot of these scholarships that would have been open were not open,
Yeah.
and so recruitment was kind of hard. SDSU recruited me as one of the guys, and I was a walk on. They gave me a preferred walk on spot.
Awesome.
Douglas Deacon did, and I had a couple other offers like Air Force, Akron, but my mom went to San Diego State, and I like grew up coming to San Diego because I'm from Arizona. So it was absolutely the opportunity I wanted to take. Deke gave me a chance. He told me like when he was recruiting me before I came, he said, "You're getting a PWO right now, but if you work your tail off and you earn the spot, we will give you the scholarship." And
Yeah. Could you explain for the people watching if they're not sure what a PWO is?
yeah, so PWO is a preferred walk-on. So basically, you're a part of the team. You do everything that the team does. You get all the same stuff. It's just you don't have your school paid for, basically. And like,
And you don't have to go to the walk-on tryouts, right? You're
yeah,
automatically
yeah. So you get to
have your
skip
spot.
like a tryout, basically. So it's like a glorified walk-on spot, basically.
Gotcha. And then, like you said, Deke told you if you did all the right things, you'd be able to earn your spot. Talk about that moment when you did earn your scholarship.
Yeah. So I started as a true freshman. I did the punt snaps, and so I did a good job throughout the season. And Deke told me by the end of the year, like before the bowl game, he's like, "You've been setting yourself up nice. Like you should expect a scholarship. Like that's what I told you." And he was a man of his word. He called me when I was home with my parents, and he gave me the scholarship with Coach Hoke. So that was a great moment. And like because all I heard before college, like coaches lie and coaches aren't really true, and it's like it's the business. But like from when I've been here, coaches have been really truthful to me, and I haven't had the experience other people have told me that they've had.
That's awesome. So you got the call with your family
Yeah.
Around, so you guys all get
It was a good
celebrate
Christmas
together.
present.
Oh,
'Cause
that's right.
It was after the Frisco Bowl, which was like the 21st of December,
Okay.
and so I got it probably like the 23rd, right before Christmas Eve. So that was great.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I want to move into some long snapper specific questions. Do you have a favorite NFL long snapper?
Yeah, he's retired now, but his name is Nick Sundberg. He used
Okay.
to snap for the Washington football team a lot, and
Yeah.
so he was in the NFL forever, and I snapped with him when I was younger, and I saw what it takes to get to that level and the dedication that he put in, and that really showed me like when I was younger, like I didn't take it too seriously because like I'm in high school and this is just like long snapping in my eyes, but I saw him and what it did to his life and how it changed it, and I thought that's something I got to do and something I can do looking at him and looking where I'm at right now.
That's super cool, man. I want to ask, first of all, what is operation time and what's like a good target op time that you're shooting for?
Yeah, so there's gonna be two operation times. There's one for punt and one for field goal. So for punt, operation time is basically how long it gets from my hand, the long snapper snapping it, to how long it gets from off his foot.
Okay.
So basically, how long the ball is snapped until it's not getting blocked.
Yeah.
And for punt, we aim to get like a 2-0 or 2-1 at most.
Okay.
So that helps everyone else too. If me and the punter are on, then everyone else can kind of get away with not blocking as good.
Yeah.
Because we're so good.
So anything under 2 seconds on a punt is like you had a perfect snap right where he wanted it. He got it off fast.
And more than likely, if we have a 2-0, no one's blocking that ball.
Got
even if they come through free off the edge, they shouldn't block that ball.
They have to run that loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For field goal, it's a little different. It's got to be shorter, obviously, because it's 7 yards, not 14. So we aim for a 1-3, 1-4 in that range, and we're there usually every time. There's got to be some type of thing that happens if we're not there, but that just gives the holder and the kicker enough time so the guy off the edge doesn't block it. It's basically we're blocking and operating so long that the edges don't come and block the ball.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you able to snap it on field goals to where the holder catches it pretty consistently with the laces out? Is that a skill that long snappers work on?
Yeah, 100%. So that's something I've been training more recently because that's a skill a lot of NFL guys have mastered, and they need to master it because that's something that's big in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So getting laces out is something that, I can control. And the goal is just have it laces up, so all the holder has to do is this, and just put it down.
Put down, no spin.
No spin, it makes it easier for the kicker too. Like visually, he's not seeing the ball move.
Yeah, it's rotating. He's got to try to figure out and find his spot on it. That makes sense. I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get better, but I've been getting better at it, and I'm starting to put it consistently out for my kickers and holders, make it easier for them.
That's cool, man. In my extensive long snapping career as a freshman, I was always worried about getting hit in the back of the head by a low field goal. Has that ever happened to you? You ever got smacked?
Not in game. I have not been hit by the ball, but pre-practice, high school.
Oh, pre-practice. Does that mean your helmet was off?
Yeah,
too?
no, it was on, thankfully.
Okay.
But this is probably my junior year of high school. We have this like soccer kid who's playing football just to be the kicker.
Yeah.
Right. And we're doing our warm-ups before the game, and there's no one really else on the field. It's just us. And I snap it, and he kicks it, and it just hits me in the back of the head. And I'm like, come on, man. It's like an early game. It's like a early Saturday morning game. Like our game got canceled on Friday, so like it's a weird game already. And he hits me in the back of the head. I'm like, come on, man, get it up there, like. And then he's just talking and taking forever after he just hit me in the head. And I'm like, come on. He's taking his steps and then resets, goes and takes him again. I'm like, I'm tired of this. So then I snap it and I hit him right in the nuts. Hit him square in the nuts. And he's
Wow, so he was ready to kick it. You talking about you hit the kicker?
Yeah, because he was like resetting his feet.
You just re-snapped it right.
I was like, I'm tired of this. I snapped it. I was aiming for his nuts.
That's a fair trade.
Yeah, and then I hit him. I didn't think it hurt that bad. I guess I threw it harder than I thought because he was down for the count for a good 30 seconds or so.
You just took him out of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, man. What's your job on punt if you're uncovered? Do you get to just scream down the field and take your shot, or is the long snapper more of the safety valve, or does it depend on the play call? How does that work?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the scheme.
Okay.
But if I'm free release, which is where I'll snap and not block or anything, but I'll just go straight down the field, I'm looking to tackle someone straight off the bat. There's different schemes where you'll have a certain spot to fit through, but if I'm straight release and no one's blocking me, I will be one of the first guys down there, if not the gunner to my left or right, depending on which direction we're punting it. But yeah, I'm looking for a tackle 10 times out of 10 when I'm not blocked.
Nice, man. And then talk about what was probably your most memorable tackle, and some of your favorite memories from making hits on punt.
So I've had a decent amount of tackles in my career here, but one I remember the most was probably like my freshman year. We were playing Fresno, and I was really young, and like I hadn't had any tackles to this point. So like
first one.
Yeah, so it's my first one, and I'm thinking like, not because I've heard from like guys who I've snapped with, they don't make many tackles. Like it's pretty weird for a long snapper to make a tackle. So I was thinking like coming into my freshman year, like I might make tackles. I know I'm athletic enough to make tackles, but like these guys are a little stronger than me, a little faster than me. Like I don't know how I'll be able to do it. But my freshman year, like we're playing Fresno and I'm going down, and I was like probably the third or fourth guy down there. So like I forget who it was on my left, but like two guys basically like pushed him straight into me because they had like both contained side. Yeah, so it was perfect.
Textbook.
And I hit him, and like I'm probably closed my eyes because I don't really remember seeing it.
Yeah.
But I just remember the ball coming out.
Oh, you caused the fumble?
Yeah, a forced fumble, and I'm like looking for it, and then I realized he had it, and it literally, you see it on film, it bounced out. It took like one bounce and just bounced right back in his stomach. And I'm like, oh, that would have been so great because we ended up losing that game, sadly, and that was our one regular season loss. So.
Dang, dude, forcing a fumble on your first college tackle.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story, man. How many tackles do you think you've had in your career around?
I haven't looked, but I think it's somewhere around 11 or 12.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
At practice, what do you guys do? Because you can only probably kick field goals and punt for so long before the kickers need to give it a rest, and you for snapping. So what do you guys do in that free time?
Yeah, so we go out super early, like to practice, because we have meetings before, and we'll go out before anyone else. So we'll be kicking for a good like 30, 45 minutes before anyone else is even out there, and then like pre-practice will start. So a lot of times the kickers, like I can snap for 3 hours during practice. I could snap for as long as I want, but like the kickers and punters, they can't because their hips and their legs.
Yeah.
Totally understandable. So by the time we get to like halfway throughout practice, we're kind of just getting like our own drill work in, where we can do drills where maybe the kickers aren't using their legs, but we're working like operation and like getting our everything down that isn't like physical.
Yeah, like
basically.
time up the steps, but not keep at full speed, things like that. Okay.
So we do all that type of stuff because we don't want to. The kickers especially don't want to hurt themselves, because I've seen it from being here for years. When kickers overdo it, they just end up hurting themselves.
Yeah.
It never works out good. But yeah, we kind of just try to stretch a little bit, and eventually, towards the end of practice, we'll have sometimes alarm situations.
Yeah.
So like alarm basically means 10 seconds left in the game. You need to get a field goal to win the game. So we'll always stay warmed up for that if we do have that at the end of practice. So sometimes we'll have to stay warm all practice.
Gotcha. And I know we use you guys for drills like inside run. You guys will go simulate the receivers.
Yeah.
I'm always so tempted to just throw you a little screen.
I always step back for the screen pass.
You always make eye contact when I think about it. Because they're playing just inside the box. Obviously, there's no DBs out there, but you would be gone.
If there was DBs,
they wouldn't want any part of that. Nice, man. Outside of football, what are some of your hobbies that you're interested in?
Yeah, I like listening to music, watching sports, of course. I've gotten into golf recently.
Got you.
Yeah, because I was playing when I was younger. I played at Mission Bay Golf Course.
Okay.
Pretty close to here. Like
that's by Mission Beach, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a little par 3. I played there a lot when I was younger because we had like a little residence pass, and it was super cheap to play there.
Nice.
So I played there a lot when I was younger, but I kind of stopped once like middle school and high school hit. But now that I'm back in San Diego, I'm playing golf a lot more. So that's definitely a hobby that I've gotten into a lot more recently.
Awesome, man. I know I had a good golf story from my freshman year. Yeah, I broke my collarbone.
Yeah, I remember that.
So then in the off season, I was finally like starting to get healed. I'd had my surgery and I was in the sling, but I wasn't cleared to do anything yet. So like all summer guys are going to play basketball, they're going to swim, like they're doing all this stuff, and I'm missing out on all of it. So one day the boys were going golfing. I was like, "Dude, guys, can I come?" They're like, "Yeah,
lucky you." Like, come, what?
So yeah, this is my right arm too. So we were playing scramble, and I was just chipping lefty only, trying not to move too much so I didn't hurt it, just because I needed to get out of the house.
You guys win that match or what?
I think I let the team down a little bit. I don't think my drives are as good, but the putting, I'm probably about the same putting one-hander too.
Yeah,
it's not great.
Yeah,
so
it's luck either way for me too.
Awesome, man. Oh yeah, I was curious. Talking back about snapping, do people ever try to talk trash to you while you're about to snap it? Because I know you probably have some of the most, clutch situations. It's field goal at the end of the game, or like backed up punts when we need it. Do people heckle you as the punter, or is it mostly the kicker?
Yeah, usually. I mean, it kind of depends what team we're playing a lot of times. Like, I feel like I see it more with like in division games, like in the Mountain West games. I feel like I get more trash talk, like especially towards the game gets more serious. The snaps start getting more like what's the word? More important. They start getting more important. I definitely hear guys start saying, "You're gonna mess this up." Like they obviously don't say that. They say a lot more blatant stuff. But yeah, I definitely hear my fair share of stuff. But I always have an O lineman backing me up, which I love. I always have a right guard or left guard saying, "Hey, stop talking to my snapper." I love that. But no, I try to get guys in practice to actually say stuff to me, because
simulate it.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna have guys who are gonna try to mess me up in game. So a lot of the guys on the defense will say stuff to me during like a live rep, and I love it.
I know we used to have like the whole team come out before our field goes at the end and just scream at the kickers just to make it.
That's always
fun. Tough for them. What's some of the craziest environments that you've played in, as far as, have you played in like a high wind or rain or snow, something that really affects, how you do your job and how the kickers kick as well?
I mean, honestly, I've been kind of blessed with like
Southern California.
Yes, because I'm from Arizona. No high school games were snow games by any means.
Yeah.
Come to SoCal and my freshman, sophomore, junior year, we've had like some coldish games, but I haven't ever played in snow.
That bad.
Last year we played in San Jose, and it was raining pretty hard. And so something that, as a snapper, all I use is my hands, realistically.
Yeah, just keep them warm.
So yeah, I try to have with a the hand things, try to keep my hands warm, try to have a dry towel with me as much as possible. But at the end of the day, you just gotta throw your hands to where you're gonna throw it,
Yeah.
and you just gotta hope the ball goes there. I mean, from all your training, I know that the ball is gonna go there just because how many reps I've taken. It doesn't matter if the ball's wet or if it's dry.
Got you. What is the rule about hitting a long snapper? So they can't line up over you and they can't jump over you, right?
Yeah.
Or
So
how does that work?
So they can't touch me until my head is up.
Okay.
So on field goal, I basically snap, and they can't touch me basically between my shoulders.
Okay.
Until my head's up, and the rule is kind of
it's such a gray rule because
it's
I watch the
so
film
much
sometimes.
gray area.
As soon as you snap it, they're kind of hitting you from the side, but it's not all the way.
From the side is fine, and like if they hit my shoulders, a lot of times the ref won't even look at bat a second eye.
Go head up.
Yeah, and even in games, I've had guys D linemen who don't quite know the rule who hit me basically straight on the chin, and the ref won't call it.
Gotcha.
So it's a rule, but like a lot of times the refs won't see it, and they won't see it until you say something. So a lot of times during the game, I'll be like, "Hey, he hit me in the head. Just give it a look next time."
Yeah, because that's a big penalty too. A lot of times, if it's a 3rd and 1 and we're kicking a field goal, or a 4th and 1 we're kicking a field goal, then that's the first down.
And that's 15 yards. Like it could.
It's 15 for that.
Yeah, because and then jumping over, I'm pretty sure the rule is they can jump over, but if I touch them, then it's a flag.
Oh, so if their cleat hits your shoulder, or if you can reach
I touch them,
yeah. Okay. So it only counts if they clear it clean.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And my thinking is if I ever see that, I snap. I always I don't look up after I snap, but I always give a peek to see where guys are. And if I see a guy trying to do that, I'm just gonna try to put a hand up, punch him in the nuts if I have to.
Have you ever had anyone try to jump over the line?
No, I haven't.
No, nobody's tried it.
Yeah.
Nice, man. All right. To wrap it up, I was just gonna see if you had some words of wisdom for kids watching this that want to be in your shoes someday.
Yeah. Any long snappers out there listening? Work works. Just practice, repetition. Long snapping is all about repetition. If you want to get better, you got to do it.
Awesome, man. And I can't give you any long snapper tips like him, but I could second that. Just staying at it like you came in on your preferred walk-on with the chance to earn your spot, and you cashed in on it. So just making the most of your opportunities, man. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in. Want to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors, Aztec Link and the We Believe Network. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and check out the link in the description to get started today.